Hi, Cherry and Teresa. How are you?
Hi.
Hi, good. How are you
Uh,
doing?
Congratulations on Joyride arriving in theaters July 7th. I very much enjoyed this film. I watched it with my fellow Asian Americans in Monterey Park.
Oh,
That
Oh,
was
nice.
awesome.
yes, yes. Good crowd, good crowd.
Yes. Now, I understand that you and Adele kind of came up with the story idea and then you guys wrote the script. How did that collaboration work? How did you guys bounce off ideas off of one another?
Yeah, we were all just friends and we would have dinners at Adele's house and basically we were like, "Oh, wouldn't it be like funny if we just wrote a movie together?" And a movie that like we would have wanted to see growing up. And so we were when we started this process, it was just more kind of like a fun side project. We're like, "We're going to put some cards on the board, we're going to drink some wine and write a movie together." But then once we came up with sort of a general idea of a story, we were like, "You know what? We should actually write the movie." So Cherry and I
We're
went off.
writers. We
We're
could do,
writers.
guys, we could do it.
So we actually went off and wrote the movie. A lot of the fun, obviously, a lot of the fun set pieces ended up kind of changing as we went along in terms of production realities and whatnot. But it really was a movie that came out of obviously three friends who just wanted to write a movie together, and then it's a movie, born out of friendship, I suppose.
And just then once Teresa and I sat down to like write the actual script together, it was just it at that point it was just also it's like we're always like, "Oh, writing sucks." Right? But honestly, it was fun. Like at that point it was we were just like, "No one's ever going to make this spec, feature that we're writing." And she and I have worked in TV together before, so we knew we worked well together, so it was really just it was a very easy and fun process up until it became an actual official movie, and then the hard work really began.
I knew going in that it was gonna be a R-rated comedy, but I wasn't
Were you
I
not
wasn't
ready?
prepared for what I was gonna see. I mean that the jokes were really hilarious and outrageous. That vagina tattoo took me by surprise. I was speechless. Tell me, when you're going for that raunchy and irreverent like this one, was the sky the limit, or were there jokes that didn't end up in the movie? If so, what were they?
The sky was the limit. Like it was not, I mean, while we were writing it, we were just trying to make each other laugh. And the thing is, our sensibility genuinely is a very hard R sensibility. We don't have to go very far or think too hard to think of dirty stuff.
Yeah.
It's kind of like it's top of mind, that kind of
We're always
subject
gross.
matter. We're disgusting,
Truly.
basically. And then when we were writing the movie, I mean, we definitely left some jokes on the floor because different set pieces, different jokes. We wanted to try out different alts in different spots, but there was nothing that we were really like, oh, that's too much for the movie. It was very much an atmosphere of like, let's try it, let's see if it works, let's film it. We can cut it together later and see if it works. So yeah, it was very much just like it's all open.
It's all on the table. I think that's very much the Point Grey ethos to our producers, Seth Rogen, Evan Goldberg, James Weaver, and Josh Fagan, who were very encouraging of us, being like, we want to have five different jokes for every area, and let's try and make everything work because you never know what's going to work for an audience. And I think that's really important of just, especially in these kinds of comedies, of just having alts, of having different ideas, so that if one joke doesn't really work, we have another one to slide down in.
And it was nice that
Nice.
we, as producers on the movie as well, we were in that editing process. So we were in all the screenings, so we could actually watch to see, oh, this joke we thought was hilarious. The audience, maybe doesn't think it's as hilarious as we thought it was, but guess what? We've got another five possibilities, and then in editing, we could slot in another one and see how that works.
I actually do have one sort of scene that we did cut that one little snippet that we cut that I personally loved, which was in obviously spoiler, but like in that sort of sexy montage of Ashley of Audrey with her two guys. We ended up cutting a piece where they're all playing Catan together.
Oh.
Just because it sort of broke up the sexiness, obviously, but it was very funny. It was a very funny beat of them playing Catan. It was like a lot of sex, 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 and then them playing Catan, and then sex, 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 sex. So it ended up just in sort of pacing of the movie, not really working out exactly as we wanted, but I do miss that.
Yeah, that was honestly that was like a shout out to just our experience of making the movie because Teresa and Ashley and Sabrina and Josh just insane about Catan and all incredibly competitive, and we play it all the time. So that was you know, a shout out to them that RIP is on the cutting room floor. But you know,
Yes.
we'll always know that we filmed it, and the joy that you guys had in putting together the fake Catan board, just like putting everything. You
It
know,
was
just so.
It was very exciting.
It was time well spent.
Yeah.
Putting together a cast ensemble like those four, you know, sometimes you wonder, like, is the chemistry gonna click? Are they gonna gel together? And they did. And so, talk to me about putting the cast again, because Ashley is busy with Emily in Paris and Girls Five Eva and Broadway, and of course, did you have an inkling that you're gonna have one of the cast members becoming an Oscar nominee? Talk to me about that.
We knew it the entire time.
We predicted it. We're psychic. Okay, we knew that we had something great. Like Stephanie's awesome, Ashley's awesome. Like our cast, we knew that we had something amazing. And then it just turns out that like a year and a half later, after we filmed it, their stars have all continued to rise and will definitely do so in the future. The chemistry was amazing. There was like a dinner, I want to say, was it the night before the table read?
Yeah.
Everybody was having so much fun. Ashley fell off the bench onto, it was something, you know what I mean?
We almost killed Ashley. We killed Ashley almost multiple times.
Complaints at the restaurant, too much noise, like our table was having too much fun together. It was just something, they all four became best friends immediately.
Now, this is a great year for us in the Asian American community. You know, several of our members won Oscars, thanks to Everything Everywhere All at Once. And then, so what do you think? You know, of course, Crazy Rich Asians and Joyride prove that there is a big audience for these movies. What do you think are still the challenges or uphill battle for the Asian American in Hollywood today?
I think so many times when, you know, we're still talking about representation now, and a lot of times, obviously, we've had a lot of success, but every time a new movie comes out, you kind of hold your breath to make sure, like, we need this to be a success, because if this isn't a success, will they make more R-rated comedies focusing on Asian American people? Like, we don't know, and hopefully we get to the point where you don't have to hold your breath every single time a new thing comes out, because there's just so many more new things come out that there's not that much pressure riding on every single project to have to be successful in order for us to continue to get to do this thing. So I think that would be real equity, is like when we are able to do all this stuff and no one's like hinging their entire future on this movie doing well.
Yeah, if our movie makes $0 and some exec is still like, great, let's make another one of these, exact same thing, then we'll know that you know, that diversity has won. We're definitely not there yet.
We hope we don't make $0. We hope we make more than $0.
We want to make more $0, but
yeah.
you know, at some point it would be great if we could just flop, you know, and then still be fine.
Yeah. We need to
You are
aim
so
to flop.
funny.
Yeah. The goal is eventually to be able to flop.
Yes.
Final question. Is there going to be Joyride 2? Are there plans for Joyride sequel?
Here's where we need to make money first.
Yes.
There's no plans yet. You know, we'll have to see how we do. We can't flop. Okay?
We can't flop.
We cannot flop.
Yes, exactly.
So we'll see. Fingers are crossed.
Yes. Well, we will manifest that into Lionsgate in the box office.
Well, that's the hope. That's the dream, definitely, for my fans at home. Everybody go check out Joyride in theaters July 7th. Teresa and Cherry, thank you for talking to me, and congratulations.
Thank you.